Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Saka here with a brand new game, My Summer Car. It's on Steam in early access. The points of the game is quite simple. Someone said, hey, I like car mechanic simulator, I like survival games, and I like beer. And they put it all together. Our goal for the game is to turn this car shell into a working automobile. And as you can see in the upper left-hand corner there, we have urine, so we must pee. We have hunger, so we must eat. We have thirst, so we must drink. Fatigue, so we must sleep. And dirtiness, so we must bathe. Starting out is a nice, simple Finnish home in the 80s to 90s. We have an old CRT TV here. Pretty rural setting. Taking a look at the map, this is our play area right here, 1989. We are located here on this little peninsula, this island jutting out, and we can do odd jobs for people around the map to make money. We have 3,000 of that, and in our spare time, we can take all of these car parts and install them on the car. And the big draw for me in particular is the attention to detail on putting together the car. It's like car mechanic simulator on steroids, which I am a big fan of. So first things first, they only start us out with a case of beer and one package of sausages to eat. Our refrigerator is bare bones empty, so we need to run to town and pick up a few things, including some mosquito repellent with that pesky mosquito. First things first, however, I want to run to this little farm behind our building where we will find a few vehicles for us, and one of the odd jobs we can do is to chop firewood. So the woodshed is over here, as well as a tractor and wagon that we can haul the wood with. We also have a septic tank truck, so we can empty out people's septic tanks for some money, and it's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it. But the main reason I'm coming over here is to grab the diesel can, because I'm going to run into town, so I want to make sure that we can fill up both our gas tank and our diesel fuel tank together. I could have drove the van over here, but, you know, I like the nature setting. With this being early access, I'm pretty excited to see where it goes. It's pretty fun so far. I have about 10 hours in the game, just sort of making sure the wheel works, which it does support Logitech G25 for sure, because that is what I'm playing with. If you have a Logitech wheel and pedal set, it'll work for you as well, which makes the driving a whole lot better, because there's also permadeath in this game if you so choose, and a car crash can delete your save game, and that's the end of you. So let's load up our diesel can here in our delivery van. We also have our fuel can over here in the corner. And then we will be ready to run to town. I'll give you a quick tour of the landscape and show you where town is. We'll close the door here. It's an interesting driving model, unlike GTA or a similar game where you just click a button and automatically you open the door, sit in, and you're driving. This game, you actually open the door, you walk in, and then you set your seat position, and you press the enter key to enter driving mode, and you have to even slam the door behind you. Now this is a diesel truck, so it has glow plugs. So when we turn on the ignition, we see this light right there. Those are our glow plugs. When they go out, then we can start the vehicle. So glow plugs are warming up. We are in neutral, so we don't have to worry about stalling, but here is our gas, brake, and clutch. We'll give the handbrake 2 right clicks, and let's start up the vehicle. If I can find the ignition. Come on. And we are running. Sweet. So I'm running a manual transmission here. The clutch is a little tenuous. but we are off. So let's take a drive in the Finnish countryside. The roads here in Finland are pretty treacherous and pretty dangerous if you speed on them, so we will keep our speed down accordingly. Also, engine temperature is simulated. That is our far right gauge there. You can see that the engine is warming up, and this game simulates overheating. It simulates parts falling off. It simulates damage. It's a pretty cool game, and from what I can tell, it's made by a guy using the Unity engine here. We have a nice lake off to our left there. We are actually given a boat that we can use to drive across the lake to the town, but I figure for this first episode it would be good to sort of see the landscape, take a drive around. When we do get into town, I want to top off the delivery van here. I mean, we're going to a gas station, so we might as well. The radio works. There are a couple radio stations you can tune into for some awesome Finnish tunes from the 1980s, I assume. I am not from Finland, so I'm not familiar with the music of the era. But as you can see, these dirt roads are pretty narrow, and from what I've seen, there is a green car that really likes to speed through here, and if you're caught with your pants down and permadeath is on, you can get killed by just someone else's stupidity. Kind of like real life. Let's go ahead and pop it in neutral and coast to our yield sign here. We'll be wanting to make a left turn. And just for safety's sake, I'm going to look both ways before I cross the street here. Looks like a 60 km/h speed limit, but we can get away with about 80 or so. Starting to get a little bit dark. Let me turn on my headlights here. We do have high beams and low beams, but a very dirty windshield is in front of us. And I'm kind of used to Farming Simulator 2017, where if my windshield is a little bit dirty, I want to grab the power washer and give her a quick bath, but no such things in this game that I am aware of. But the trailer for the game really got me interested. Let me just go low beams. The trailer of the game really got me interested because of all the things you can do. We'll be wanting to make a left turn here. Oh geez. Too much, too much, too much. That's one thing I have to get used to with this game. The clutch has to be completely pressed if you want to change gears. And I didn't take that into account the first time I played, so I never got this van out of first gear. I thought it was just a one-gear van, which led to my engine overheating and grenading on the side of the road, and I'm like, WTF, mate? But once I finally depressed the clutch all the way, we were good to go. The town is through here. Essentially, we are going around the northern side of the lake, and the town with the gas station is on the northwest corner of the map. Now, there is a paved highway that goes all the way around the perimeter of the map, and once we can get a car that can really make use of that highway, we'll check that out. There's also an abandoned runway in the southwest corner of the map that you can use to sort of test your car, sort of benchmark it, test it 0 to 60 and test its alignment. Yes, alignment is a thing. When you put on your suspension parts, you can actually tune the alignment on your front tires, which is crazy, that level of that attention to detail. It's sort of the game that Car Mechanic Simulator wanted to be. I know playing Car Mechanic Sim, you got like to get into all the little nuts and bolts, and it looks amazing. Car Mechanic Simulator does. Oop. We'll be making a left turn here. Yes, you can take that car right there. Essentially what it's for is when you take this, take your car to this guy's shop, He'll give it to you as a loaner, from what I understand. But yeah, thievery doesn't seem to be a thing, but there are police, but they're sort of like Grand Theft Auto police. If you are speeding on the highway or below one of the police checkpoints, they'll follow you, but they won't try to pull you over. They'll try to wreck you and spin you off the side of the road, and if you have permadeath on and you smash into a tree, then that's game over, man. Nice undulating hills here, up and down. The map has a lot of character for being early access, for sure. I can't wait to see what comes down in the future. Maybe additional towns, maybe a bigger map to explore. And there is no mini-map, so if you don't remember your way home, you'll be driving around a bit trying to find where to go. And because it is a survival game, you're sort of against the clock. If you're really tired or really hungry and you can't find your house, you may die. And I haven't died of starvation or thirst yet. I haven't put the game through its paces as far as that is concerned. But it's something we might have to try. See, this guy. And it's gone. Well, we dead. Can I die, please? Or are we just going to, chill here for a minute? Okay, well, that's permadeath. We're dead. And usually we're supposed to get a newspaper article that says, young man killed in car crash, but it looks like we're sort of still moving through our Call of Duty style blood. But what I will do is I'll start another game, and I'll get back on the road here, and I will join you when we are close to the gas station. So one moment, I will be right back. Whoa! Well, sometimes physics is not your friend. Our van is flipped over, so I'm using the lift jack here. Oh, come on now! I'm using the jack to hopefully prop this thing back up. We can do a push job on it once we get it kind of in the air. Holy physics, Batman. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are making the left turn back to, whoa, whatever town that was, that F town. A little bit off the road. I promise I haven't been drinking. And let's keep an eye out for that green ghost again. It kind of reminds me of Black Dog, if you remember that movie. What was that, with Kurt Russell, where truck drivers say that when you get real tired, that truck drivers see a black dog running right at you and it causes you to crash. That's kind of our guy. So these hills are making me a little bit nervous if our green dog comes over the hill. But this is about where we were at last time. I'm not sure if the green car just drives around the map in a set fashion, or if it's sort of like a randomly spawning event. That's something that I would be interested in knowing from a development standpoint, as a gameplay, that if you are at a certain point at a certain time, does it spawn in, or is it just a set vehicle that constantly roams around the dirt roads, and if you catch it in the wrong spot, then it's just a bad day for you. But yes, we are back on our way to get fuel in the van and to pick up some mosquito repellent for sure, to pick up our fluids for our vehicle, And also we need to pick up a fan belt, which is located in the gas station, because that's the one car part that we do not have, is our fan belt. The town should be just this way if I follow this road. It took me a minute to learn sort of the map and how to get from my house to the town, but it's fairly simple once you do it a few times. You can sort of get the layout of the land, but if you take a wrong turn and you end up getting lost, it's kind of difficult to find your way back. But the town should be getting nearby. I think it's just after this house, perhaps, or maybe that's just wishful thinking on my behalf. But I did a septic tank mission in this town in my previous save, and unfortunately you can only have one save game at a time, so that game is lost. But I ended up grenading my engine on my last save. I was trying to follow this handy-dandy guide that I found on the internet that helped me put together the car, but I ended up not following it correctly and ended up overheating the engine, and it blew up. I thought I saw that green car. Yeah, he's here in town. So we caught him at a more beneficial spot for us, for sure. Now, the gas station is right here on the end of town, and I'm trying to remember, I think it's on the passenger side that our fuel spout is on. So I'll go ahead and pull up here and fill up our fuel tanks, and then go inside and grab some more goodies for us here. All right, parking brake on, ignition off. Let's exit our driving mode here. That mosquito doesn't leave us alone. All right, let's grab our cans. Ahem. Let's grab our cans. There we go. The gas can, I'll just throw that over there. And we have our diesel can that I will throw over here. All right, first things first. And then you use the mouse wheel here on the spouts. It's not exactly said directly, but that's how you do that. The green gauge is our fuel gauge here. Once we get our van filled up, then we'll fill up our 2 gas cans and head inside. You know, I kind of like this everyday run-of-the-mill, you know, go fill up your vehicle, you got to fill up your gas tanks. It's a pretty cool idea for a game that, you know, not a whole lot of people have explored. Get that one set and close our fuel door. Now let's plop our diesel can down. Oh, come on now. One little tip that I learned is when you want to rotate something, come at it on the axis that you want. The F key opens up your fuel spout there, and we could fill up we can fill up our diesel can. It's a little finicky. That's one improvement that I would like to see as the game gets further developed, is the nodes that causes things to happen. Because right now we're filling up the can, but it looks like we're shooting fuel all on the front there. All right, can is full. We'll shut that and put that back in the van. Well, I closed the door. Why did I do that? Awesome. Now let's grab our regular, what is this, 98? Yeah, 98 octane. Same thing, let's drop it on the ground, open up the spout. Come on, come on. There you go. It's like you gotta be pixel perfect in order to fill it up. But this is for our car. Of course, a car that you build doesn't have fuel in it, so you can't exactly drive it to a gas station. So this is what we're going to be filling up our car with. Good old 98 octane. And that is good to go. Whoop. Close the lid for safety. Even though it doesn't simulate spilling fluid from an unopened container, it's a good practice to get into. All right, let's head inside. What's up, buddy boy? All right, first thing, we need our fan belt. We need all of these fluids. Probably wouldn't help to grab 2 or 3 coolants and motor oil. A can of mosquito spray. And I'm not all about buying the beer. You can actually drink from the tap at home. But one thing we do need, sausages. Every sausage, every macaroni box, every pizza. And you can't buy those. So our total for this trip is going to come to 2,100 marks, I guess. And we have to lug these in manually. We'll grab our sackola. And one thing I really like is the physics on the sack. It's the little things that matter, you know? The sack actually moves around. You have to grab it right here by the handle, though, in order to pick it up. So we'll put our sack in there. A nice earth-shattering kaboom to tell us that the collision is in place. And then we will grab these containers one at a time. All right, last bottle. No time to play the slot machine here, but you can actually play the slot machine and win some money. That's a more chanceable way to make money if you don't want to go sucking up sewage, or if you don't want to go chopping firewood. That's certainly something you can do if you are a professional gambler. All right, glow plugs are still warmed up, so... All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to make our way home. Oh yeah, parking brake's on. Give that a couple right clicks there. Indicator warning lights, very helpful. Go figure. I guess that's what they're there for. And since old Mr. Green Jeans took off down this way, we are as well. So that is going to do it for me in this particular episode, ladies and gentlemen. Off camera, I will go ahead and get home and get all of our goodies that we bought in their proper place. I'll put the oil and the brake fluid and the coolant in the garage. I'll put all the food in the refrigerator as best I can. I'll grab something to drink, and then I will be with you in the next episode when we piece together the engine. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. If you enjoy this episode, or if you enjoy this game and want to see more, definitely please let me know in the comments or from your likes and shares. And I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning in, and take care.